Scott D. Lynn here on another Patreon request music reaction video. Tonight's Patreon request comes to me from Diamond Rio Fan 1, who wanted me to revisit Wendy Bagwell and the Sunliters or the Sunliters. I never got to find out how that's supposed to be pronounced. You guys can definitely correct me down in the comments. But anyways, I'm going in reverse to check out their song, 3 German Police Dogs. Diamond Rio Fan 1 did kind of clue me in on the fact that that title is actually a bit longer than that, and I saw that in my little bit of research that I did. I did not include the full name here, but I'm sure the fans of the group probably know what this all is. I believe he requested this on the heels of the last Home Free reaction I did, which was a cover of Ray Stevens' Mississippi Squirrel Revival. Of course, if you are interested in that, feel free to check that one out. I found this song on the Southern Gospel Music and Comedy Trio's self-titled live album from 1983, but it's also on their album Laugh and a Half, which seems to be a compilation of their greatest hits. So that'll be enough mild detective work on my end. This performance, by the way, is audio only, so you will be subjected to watching me awkwardly listen to this as I gaze around the parking lot that I'm parked in. Without digressing any further, let me get to reacting to Wendy Bagwell and the Sunliters or Sunliters and their song 3 German Police Dogs.
Not long ago, now this is the truth, what I'm telling you in my head. Not long ago, we was out in Oklahoma at the Ebenezer Free Will Baptist Church, all day singing and dinner on the ground, homecoming. And singing on the program that day was a blind family. Now then, if I told you who they was, some of you'd know them, because they sing in churches all around the country, and they're singing on the program. And that church is so full you couldn't put another human being in it. I mean, they had them standing lined up around the walls, and them blind folks, this group of blind folks got up on the pulpit to sing, and there's one little aisle right down the center. They even had chairs out, and then there's one little aisle right straight across in front of the pulpit, and that was all. And they got up there on the pulpit to sing, and when they got up there, they realized there wasn't enough room up there for them 3 big old German police C&I dogs they had with them. And they didn't know what to do with them. So this feller that was in charge of them just laid them all 3 right down there in front of the pulpit. And the preacher got a little bit worried about it. And he went over to the fella in charge of those blind folks, and he said, "Brother," he said, "will them dogs be all right down there?" That man said, "Let me tell you something about them dogs." He said, "Don't worry about them dogs." He said, "Them dogs are highly trained." He said, "Them dogs will lay right there till I tell them to move, no matter what happens." He said, "Preacher," he said, "what you preach to that crowd out there, they may forget. But them dogs don't forget. Them dogs will be right there. Them dogs will lay right there and starve to death if I didn't tell them to move." Preacher said, "All right, I ain't going to worry about them." He said, "Don't you worry about them." So they was all jammed and crowded in there. You couldn't move. And when them folks got up and started singing, and boy, they sang them kind of songs that'll tear your heart out. That crowd was all caught up in it. Didn't nobody even notice when that big old yeller cat come walking down the center aisle of that church. Didn't nobody even see it, except them 3 big old German police dogs. You know what they done? They forgot. You'd have thought that old cat would have turned around and shot right back out that front door, but it didn't. Shot right out under them benches over on this side, right over here. You'd have also thought whenever you went in that church that there wasn't room under them benches for them 3 big old German police dogs, but there was. I mean, they just disappeared from where they was, and pandemonium set in. Let me tell you something. When you're sitting in church and you all caught up and these Blind folks up there singing them songs like they sing them. The last thing in this world you expect is a foreign object on your legs. When you get old yeller cat up one of them, German police dog up the other, and make you do things you didn't have no idea you could do. I mean, they was flat-footing from the sitting position, and that ain't easy. They was walking them benches. It was one of them look out, Sadie, ain't no door, there is now situations. I mean, you could tell everywhere everything went under there by the way there's exploding up out of their seats. And they just absolutely wrecked that side of the church. If they was trying to come forward, they was trying to go backwards. Preacher didn't know what happened. He ain't even seen them leave. While they started attacking him, he flat-footed that pulpit. Geraldine flat-footed him. That little old choir loft back behind us had room for about 20 people. Had 40 in it and 40 on the way. Now the crowd over on this side of the church didn't have no idea what was going on over on this side. They thought an old-fashioned shouting revival done broke out. Honey, they come up out of their seats shouting just about as loud as this crowd was. The only difference was they are shouting glory, hallelujah, and this bunch is shouting, Lord, help me, Jesus. Back over on this side, 14 people wound up in the altar, 2 deacons and a Sunday school teacher got saved. And all the time, that old yeller cat was over here still clawing for its life. My wife said, I'll bet there's some runs in some pantyhose. I said, honey, there's some of them running out of the pantyhose that long.
Yeah.
And them blind folks was up there singing. They didn't have no idea what was going on. The only thing they was thinking about was they done took that job too cheap. Any of you preachers out there that's got a church that's dying right before your eyes, let me tell you what to do. Get yourself an old yeller cat, 3 German police dogs. You may not get nobody saved, but you'll scare the devil out of the crowds you got, I guess.
I don't know what it is about these stories about animals in churches, like what the inspiration for these, like with Wendy Bagwell and also Ray Stevens. I'm not exactly sure if Ray Stevens' Mississippi Squirrel Revival is a true story or not. Wendy swore with his hand up that this was a true story, but I don't know. I guess maybe if it isn't something that really did happen, maybe it's kind of like a funny story to kind of get people to, I don't know. I honestly don't know what this would get people to do. Go to church more, have more revival, pray more. I don't know what the message is about having animals in church. Now, I get it, of course, this story was dealing with blind musicians and they had the seeing eye dogs. But this just seems like a popular subject as far as from what I've reacted to recently. That was funny because, yeah, these dogs were so well behaved, but as with any dog, I'm sure you bring a cat into the mix and, pardon my French, but all hell is gonna break loose, no matter where you're at. So, I just like Wendy's delivery. I like how he tells his jokes because it's like he enjoys it and he knows what's coming when he's about to say it. So he's laughing about it. And that just makes it even more funny to hear him laughing. I like his accent too. I think his accent helps a lot with the telling of the story. I'm sure that was a sight to see, if in fact that was real. And yeah, the fact that the blind musicians, the singers, had no clue what was going on, and I guess they assumed that the pandemonium was everybody liking what they were doing, and like he said, they were wondering why they didn't charge more. That's funny. That part was super funny to me. Yeah, I enjoy listening to Wendy. Like I said, I love his accent, and I like his storytelling technique. So did I enjoy it more than Humphrey's cover of the Ray Stevens song? I'm not going to say that. Both were enjoyable. Both were things that I never thought I would like, to be honest. But you guys, you suggest these things to me, and I sit here for a moment like, am I going to like this? Then I end up liking it. So thank you, Diamond Rio Fan 1, for sending me this. I did need a laugh as usual, and you almost always seem to know that. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy my reaction? I sure hope you did. And if you did, please leave me a like. And if you're new to my channel, I hope there's something on here that will make you want to subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me on this Patreon request reaction video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!